Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. I'm Rob, founder and CEO of Offr, a 42-year-old young entrepreneur from Dublin at the start of his career. I'm dying to talk to you about our solution to a pretty big problem, our short 2.5-year journey to how we got here and where we'd like to head. So after a 20-year career as a real estate broker and auctioneer, I decided I wanted to tackle head-on what's often described as the #1 problem in real estate across the world, the transaction. It's slow, it's opaque, everyone in this room knows that. I assembled a founding team of industry experts and technical experts to come up with a very powerful solution that introduces speed and transparency and the ability to transact property at the tap of a button. So I'd like to welcome you to Offr. Offr is an international transaction marketplace for real estate. And the very observant of you will notice already, we'll have spotted, not only do you see an asking price, but you see the highest offer that's on a property. You'll see how it works is agents list their property on the Offr marketplace, and the Offr button and panel on the right-hand side conducts a smartphone transaction from start to finish, with a strong focus on the digitization of offer and acceptance. You'll see within the panel, you can see existing offers. You can register to submit an offer, including proof of funds, photo ID, and conditions of your offer. You can conduct pre-recorded virtual tours. You can actually conduct live virtual tours through Matterport. You can book showings. You can access legal documents through a document vault. You can access marketing documents. You can talk to the agent, and you can even arrange your finance with the tap of a button. One of our big innovations is a patent-pending technology that delivers the entire transaction technology white-labeled through a widget on the estate agent's own website, on their own listing, fully white-labeled. This is one of the most popular aspects that we have, which is causing us to scale extremely rapidly. It's hugely popular amongst the agent community. Everything I just showed you is available through this particular panel. When people make an offer, they confirm their conditions, they upload their proof of funds and photo ID, and on the right you can see the agents can compare offers. They can see the conditions, the funding position, and the offer amount, and make an educated decision to quickly accept an offer and auto-generate contracts. The agent has a dashboard to completely manage all of their offers, all of their transactions, and all of their documentation. We've delivered one of the world's first truly end-to-end international transaction platform, from search to seeing offers, to virtual tours, to booking a viewing, to placing an offer, to arranging finance, and to signing a contract through our official partnership with DocuSign. Not only is it for a traditional transaction, we've covered all transaction types: private treaty, auction, new home developments, and full rentals end-to-end for residential. But it's not just residential, because not only that, we provide full transaction for commercial property and for commercial leasing, which we've just launched, end-to-end commercial leasing. We're live in several countries. We're only 2.5 years old, but we are launched in Dublin, is our home market. We've just launched in the UK and in South Africa and in Italy. We are preparing for a launch in the US with the assistance of one of our investors, the National Association of Realtors. And we're in multiple languages and in multiple currencies. We have also successfully licensed our technology to another vertical, the marine industry. So a marine brokerage in the south of England has successfully now transacted over 4 very high-value private yachts using our end-to-end technology. This is very exciting for us because, of course, this opens huge global doors for us into other verticals and other industries, with the proof of concept already in place. In fact, one particular yacht, the yacht shown there were 5 co-purchasers, all signed around the world with DocuSign. One of them was actually on a boat at the time when he signed his purchase contract. We've successfully integrated with 2 major lenders, one in Ireland, one in South Africa. UBA is the largest home loan provider in South Africa. So now buyers can, with a single tap, arrange their finance as they're registering to submit their offer for a property. 25,000 offers have now been processed through our system, with a total value of over $10 billion worth of offers. We have over 100 companies, and clients include global brands such as Savills, CBRE, Knight Frank, Cushman & Wakefield, And I'm delighted to say that as of today, we signed contracts with the largest real estate group in South Africa, Pam Golding Properties. Of the 25,000 offers, we can analyze things such as 70% of offers were with mortgages, 30% were with cash. And interestingly, 42% of offers were made outside of office hours, which means the estate agents were asleep or playing tennis on a Sunday. Our license fee is €99 per month to estate agents, with a transaction fee based on the value of the asset. As a business, we have an MRR of 25k and 100k cash burn, both increasing. We've got 15 employees. We've raised €4 million to date from investors including Barclays, the NAR, AIB, Bank of Ireland, and Techstars. And towards the end of this year, we're lining up a Series A round over €10 million to fund our sales and marketing launch in our home countries, our core territories, and our expanding launch into the USA. Thank you very much for your time.
Who'd like to go first?
I'll go first. Well, I like what you're doing, first of all. I like, Ben, I have a little bit of experience in this, and I agree that transaction is probably the most painful part of that we all know about buying or selling a house. But I'm not really sure that all the processes of the transaction has the same, can be automated like that everywhere and for everyone, you know what I mean? So I don't totally understand the potential of this solution in clients like Savills or clients like, I don't know I guess what I'm trying to understand is if it's going to be something that your customers are going to, plug it into the sites and it's going to be like a mandatory for all the users, or you are seeing that only for a few type of customers or type of properties is working?
Yeah, so a couple of important points there. So behind the scenes, this is a hugely customizable system. So for example, everything is auto-template driven for local legislations, local regulations, local rules. For example, in America, every state is different. Every city sometimes is different. So that's totally customizable to the local market. So there's high localization that's automated, that customers don't have to come to our development team to make changes. They can go in and make the changes themselves. That's the first important thing that we worked on. We also have a very good API that integrates with any existing systems that a company may already be using, such as a CRM, of course, is the big one. Reapit is the biggest one in the UK. We have a two-way integration there. It makes life easy for the agent. The big thing, though, which addresses your point about saying, is this for some properties or some customers or all properties, is the agents that are using this are blown away at how this completely changes their business. So, for example, it gets rid of over 90% of manual data input every day into an agent system, because we're gathering all of the automated data and user interactions, and we're feeding that into the CRM system. We have one agent told me that she likes nothing more than sitting with a glass of wine in the evening at 8 o'clock at night, watching all the offers come in on the properties. And the system auto-communicates out to people to tell them other things are happening, click here to do it. So she's there to help whenever she wants, but the system is doing 90% of the heavy lifting for them. And I think the final point I'll just make on that is the consumer-driven aspect of this is huge. Agents are changing because the consumer wants to be able to do 90% of it themselves on their smartphone, 24/7, not during office hours, and not having to necessarily ring and talk to somebody. So there's a consumer angle, there's the carrot and the stick approach, you might say.
Yeah, I think my question's along the same lines, really. I'm not clearly understanding how, in real estate, you got a Savills property in London, and you suddenly put it on auction, if you like, so you get multiple bids on it. But surely those bidders are going to want to go to the property first and have a look around and things like that. So it's not completely touch of a button. There's a manual aspect to it. So
as I say, you can book the viewings, book your inspections through the system, and then inspect the property, and then you can, sorry to cut across you, but it's just answering it. The consumers actually love submitting the offers online because it's trusted. They get a dated and time-stamped email confirming their offer has been received, and they know that other offers are genuine on the property.
And apologies for this question, but when I make an offer, I want it to be agreed and done. I don't want anyone else to, and I might go higher because I don't want anyone else to see what I've offered, and I don't want other offers to hit that platform. Certainly not if they haven't already viewed the property. So how do you, me as a consumer, why would I want to do that rather than go direct and say, this is it, full and final, but no one else can bid?
So the first point to make is for different countries, the agent can turn on or turn off the show offers or hide offers, right? So for example, in Ireland, it's actually commonplace for agents to tell people who ring what the other offer is on the property. And this really annoys people because they always think the other offer is fake, or it's been made up, right? So this delivers an element of trust. If the agent chooses to not display the offers, which is the normal in the UK, for example, if you ring an estate agent in the UK, they won't tell you what the other amounts are, but it's still a trusted registration process. So we kind of give this sort of almost independent surety that if there are offers on this property, they have all been submitted by people who've shown they have proof of funds, that they have identity checks, and we do full identity verification and anti-money laundering checks behind the scenes as well, so that everybody knows this is almost like a certified, honest process. It isn't necessarily have to be an auction-style bidding process. That's just an option.
Could I just ask about that, though? So going through that process of the financial due diligence on each individual, that's you guys that take that up, and actually for those people to go through that process, that's putting the work on the consumer, which can be a challenge unless they're ready to make their offer. Is it not easier to make a phone call to your agent and say, I want it, I've got the money, and take a picture of your bank statement?
So funny enough, no. I mean, we've had 15,000 buyers have submitted offers, and they absolutely love it. We have not had one single negative comment back. They just love the idea that they're able to do this really quickly with a few taps. As regards the anti-money laundering and the due diligence, there's a customized option for the agent to decide when they want to introduce that. So it doesn't necessarily have to be maybe prior to the offer. They could allow an offer to come in, just with a visual check, and then they could look for that before they decide to accept it. So the agent can decide when they do that. But what we're finding, the trend amongst the agents, is they're starting to front load that, because it turns out buyers are expecting to be asked that. Right now, if you go old school to 5 different estate agents around, say, London, they're all going to ask you to email your proof of funds. People are like, oh, God, they have it saved on their phone because they know they're going to get emailed. Once a customer has an Offr account, they upload it once. They never have to upload it again. So even if they're going to another agent who is using Offr, all the documentation is already presented.
Okay, just some comments. I like the product. I like what you're trying to do. Coming from the Australian environment where auctions are, many properties get auctioned off, from standing in the street with people doing offers right through to in big rooms. I can understand how this stuff works. There are many people who are trying to create these sort of products out there and with varying degrees of success in that process. But I like how it provides a platform for agents to accept multiple offers. It doesn't have to be an auction. I assume you can choose not to show.
Correct.
The other.
So about 70% of the offers are private treaty offers. Yeah. And auction is a minority sport. Yeah.
So the couple of questions that I do have, though, is one is, how do you manage the legal risk? I assume if I'm making an offer, that's a binding offer from my side.
No. So again, the agent has the choice to make it a legally binding process, which is like an auction bid, or a non-legally binding process, which is like a private treaty bid, or the new hybrid, which is the reservation agreement. That's also available, where you can take a partial deposit and make it partially conditional on a future exchange.
Yeah. So I can see how this product it's sort of at the right time in the market, and as the market evolves and there's more checks and balances and anti-money laundering and so on. So I like that bit. A couple of other questions, an observation. One is, if you're going to put a map of the world up, South Africa is a bit smaller than the whole of Africa.
Well, I should say Africa, because we have properties being listed in Nairobi and Nigeria over the next while.
But you did go as far as Saudi Arabia as well, right? Anyway, just think about the...
Yeah, where it's called the Africa Middle East section.
MENA.
But we are actually talking to some companies in Dubai and Abu Dhabi at the moment.
Okay. So just when I look at that, it sort of appears to be a lot bigger than it may be.
So yeah.
The other thing is, I looked at, you had your monthly revenue rate of like 10,000 euros.
25, yeah.
was it 25,000 euros? Okay, and then, so that's monthly, you multiply that by 12, you get like 300,000, and then you're asking for a 10 million valuation. That's a pretty high multiple, right?
It is, yeah. So we're not raising finance based on the revenue at the moment.
Clearly.
So we've only just started charging our revenue.
Yes.
As you can imagine, with something like this, you have to give a lot of long free trials to customers.
Yes.
There's a lot, there's a long adoption curve. Now it's very sticky, which is great, but there is a long adoption curve. Like, we are looking to change how an industry does business. We're not putting too fine a point on it.
I understand that. I also understand it's not 2021 either, right? The markets have re-rated themselves. So just keeping that in mind when you're talking to investors, that they may look at that and start and say, well, maybe my offer price for investing may be a bit less. So just keep that in mind. And,
Sure.
And in today's environment, take the money if it's around, would be my other advantage. So anyway, Rob, thank you very much.
Yeah, pleasure.
Super interesting business.
Thank you very much.